It's live,
live
in the D with Mr.
BB.
BB.
It's Live in the D with Mr.BB every Thursday at 9 a.m. right here on WVI 107.3 Radio We Can See. All right, we are back. You are back live in the D with Mr. BB, and as we previously said, our guest has arrived, Miss Sandra Epps of Sandyland, who is here to talk about her upcoming Dow show. But before we get into that, I just want to go off script here for a moment and say, Miss Sandy, I had no idea you had those pipes.
Oh, you so kind. You so kind.
Yes,
Yeah, back in the day, long time ago, I used to sing and dance with my brother's group, but that was ages ago. I was real little.
Okay. Well, no, you still got it, though.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, let's get back to this. First of all, how are you this morning?
I'm doing fantastic. It's countdown to the Dow show, so I'm getting hype. Music is my medicine, so I've been just feeling the music and loving it.
Okay, that's good. And I'm glad you're loving our music this morning. I'm glad that we could get some music choices in there that help hype you up.
Yes, I'm hyped now.
Right. So can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Well, let's see. Are we just going to stick with business, or am I going off script doing some other stuff? So, okay. I'm trying to get some things going here while I'm in studio.
Okay. Yep.
That's good. So, however, I started my entrepreneur life, I would say, in 2008, where I got legitimate in doing business. I will say that. I started off with face painting, and then from face painting, I began to, which way do you want me to go? I wrote my first children's book.
Okay.
Oh, duh. Thank you. So that's kind of where it started. But before then, I'll say I was, the inspiration came from empowering people or empowering children and women to live their dreams. It started by way of my experience, almost dying from lupus as a child. It attacked my central nervous system, my kidney, and heart. I was confined to a wheelchair, and I had to learn how to walk, talk, and eat all over again.
Wow.
So that experience, growing up with an illness or a dis-ease, it was challenging, but it was also very empowering for me, because that's when I decided, okay, I know how I felt, how people treated me different when I had lost all my hair. I had ballooned up to nearly 200 pounds, and I'm 4'11". I haven't grown any taller since middle school, so I'm still the same height. But that experience there just taught me or inspired me to want to do things to uplift women and children based on my experience. So because I didn't have that childhood, I kind of missed out on my childhood, the playing and going out and doing things like my friends did, because I was sick most of my childhood. That's kind of where Sandy's Land stemmed from. So, although I might be the oldest one in the room, but you can't tell because I'm, either got the face paint on, I'm dancing, and I'm just, excited about life.
Right.
That's because I missed out on my childhood, and I'm enjoying every moment. And that's what those near-death experience kind of teach you, to enjoy the moment, the here and now. And that's what I'm doing. So that's kind of my beginning of why I got started in terms of doing what I do.
Okay, I love it. And I again, you're hitting home with someone who, again, had an illness themselves, so
Yes.
I understand exactly where you're coming from, just enjoying the moment, and enjoying life, enjoying those precious times that you have while you're here. So,
Right.
and again, you gave us quite a bit, and we know that you're doing quite a bit. So can you tell us a little bit about not only about your Dow show, but your other different business ventures? Again, you said face painting and empowerment.
Okay, so with me being a lupus thriver, I then started what was called my organization, She's Empowered, which stands for Sisters Helping to Encourage Sisters. And our mission was to empower women to live healthy in mind, body, and spirit. So I would host these empowerment conferences, and not only to actually inspire women to live healthy in mind, body, and spirit, but to spread lupus awareness. So that actually started I think I started that in 2010. And we would get up to maybe 300 people coming to the event. We would have speakers, and then I would, once again, back to that entertainment aspect, not just having a conference and all the talking, I would have some entertainment, like stilt walkers and African drummers and contortionists. So I would also have a wonderful entertainment aspect for the program that people actually liked. So, but I've been doing that for 7 years. And then in terms of the face painting, which pays the bills
Okay.
for like all that stuff, I do face and body painting. And I first started out with little cheek art. So now my brand, when people can't remember my name, Miss Sandy, they will call me the Butterfly Lady, because my trademark is the butterfly. So I always wear the butterfly on my face so people won't mix me up with other face painters and clowns and that type of thing.
I got you.
Yeah.
I got you.
So yeah, and I do body painting as well, which is really popular. Women do more of it. Belly bumps, pregnant women. I've been doing a lot of the belly bumps. You know, back in the day when my mom was young, you didn't show your body, and yeah, so you know, you just didn't show your body. But now it's the in thing, doing the belly bumps, and not only that, women who are celebrating 40s, their 50s, 60s, and 70s, they actually they get their bodies painted as well.
Right.
Yeah.
I see.
So.
All right. And again, that's with the face painting and the body painting. I've seen you at almost every event all around the city, and sometimes I just see you. And again, you're with Brandy. I just see your truck at all these events in the downtown and midtown. I said, "Where's Miss Sandy doing today?" So I understand how, as you said, that's actually pays your bills for all your other different ventures.
Yes.
So, can you give us some insight on your Dow show and the history of your Dow show? Because this is your fifth
No,
annual?
it's actually my 6th.
Your 6th? Okay.
I'm just moving just right along.
Right.
So the 6th annual Detroit Dow Show, we have now moved to a new venue.
Okay.
And that's important for people to know. But once again, going back to my experience and what I dealt with, self-esteem issues, that's kind of where I started the Detroit Doll Show.
Okay.
Because I wanted little girls, because oftentimes in media, and as we know, media always portraying what is beautiful,
Right.
which is most times is thin women and the long hair, and then most of the time it's white women.
Absolutely.
And not only that, and then doll play plays a big part in a child's self-esteem. So seeing a doll that reflect them is powerful. It's the start of self-love when children see dolls that reflect them.
Yes.
So that's kind of the gist of me doing the first doll show, because it was only supposed to have been one doll show. Because I'm a children's author, and I'm like, okay, my books are inspirational. I'm like, we're going to just do this show, and it's just about empowerment. But who knew that people would come from Chicago, Ohio, just for that one show? And I did it at the International Institute, and you know how small that is.
Yes.
Well, we actually outgrew that space that first year.
Wow.
So, and then we had activities, of course, and that type of thing. But then people were asking, well, when are you going to do it again? Because we were so moved by it, or I missed it and I want to come again. But here we are. You know, fast forward to the 6th annual Dow Show,
6th year.
and it's the largest Dow Show of its kind in the Midwest.
Okay.
In 2015, we actually had a little over 1,300 people to participate.
Wow.
With the Dow Show. That's when the light bulb came on, boop, right over my head, and I decided, hello, I think I'm going to do this full time and just see what happens. And I was inspired then to quit my job to go ahead and to actually start the Dow Show. So let me bring it back in.
Okay.
So the Dow Show is going to take place. We have 2 days, on Friday, which is tomorrow. That's going to be November the 10th from 6 p.m. to 11:30 p.m. And what is so great about this event is a masquerade party.
Okay.
And we're asking people to actually come dressed up in a fantasy costume or casual dressy.
Okay.
That's one of the aspects of it. We're having a mini doll exhibit so people can get an opportunity to see what the dolls look like or what's going to be on display the next day. People will have the opportunity to mingle with doll artists. We will have a caricature artist there. We will have Dynamite, the magician.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, some of us know Dynamite. He will be doing walking around doing magic. And then he's going to have this magic mirror there.
Okay.
So I think it's going to be cool. I can't wait to see this magic mirror.
Yeah, that sounds amazing.
I know, it's like a magic mirror booth, photo booth type deal.
Right.
So he will be there. Then the one great thing about the program is we will be honoring the Honorable Joanne Watson, and we at WHPR know this is where her home is in terms of her radio program. Exactly. She will be honored for the amazing things she's done, which is her work on City Council, of course. Right. Her being the first African American woman to be executive director of the NAACP. Okay. But what people don't know, of course, she worked for John Conyers. These are all fabulous things that she's done. Mm-hmm. But her character, for the people out there that don't know, the American Girl doll, the Detroit American Girl doll by the name of Melody Ellison was launched last year. Wow. In Detroit, but it's based on Detroit and this young girl Melody growing up and enjoying the Motown sounds. Okay. Well, however, Joanne Watson growing up in the 60s here in Detroit, mm-hmm. the doll's character is based off of her. Okay. And a lot of people don't know that, and she doesn't even talk about it. Wow. She doesn't even mention it. So I know, right? So that's that's a Detroit historical moment. So we're doing some Detroit historical moment stuff here at the Dow Show, and I'm excited about that. So she also was one of the advisory board members mm-hmm. who helped to build the character for the Dow. It was her, Juanita Moore, Mama House, Aneb House, and is it Jillian Bond? They helped build the character for this American Girl doll. Wow, that is amazing. I know. So that alone for Friday, if nothing more, you can come out for that. Two, I want to also state the other person that will be honored on Friday, which is tomorrow, is her name is Robin Hickman. Okay. Well, historically, a lot of people don't know, just to go back, historically, dolls were actually used in the Brown versus Education for the Supreme Court justice hearing. Dolls were used. Now, this is going way back, well, before all of our time, actually. Right. And so it was the Clark experiment. If you ever heard the Clark experiment, there were two African Americans, which was a couple. Dr. Clark, he and his wife actually were doing this testing of these children mm-hmm. to see where this segregation was causing a problem for African Americans or blacks back then. Mm-hmm. So they were doing this experiment, and Thurgood Marshall at the time, who was the he was the head lawyer for the NAACP at the time, because that's what they were fighting, to actually do integration of schools at the time. Exactly. Well, Gordon Parks, the famous Gordon Parks, who's done a lot of historical photographs, his photographs of that experiment is what was featured throughout, back then. But let me bring it around. His niece, who is the doll stylist that I am honoring, she's a filmmaker, mm-hmm. and she started her own program of empowering children with her work, with her dolls and that type of thing. Her uncle is Gordon Parks. Okay. So I was trying to bring it around so that the historical photo that was actually taken of the experiment of the dolls, when the Clark couple would lay out the black doll, the white doll, and they would ask them which one is prettier, which one is smarter, that type of thing. Mm-hmm. Well, Gordon Parks, he was the one that took the iconic photos, and those are iconic historical photos. Well, his niece is who I'm honoring. Okay. So we have a lot of history that's going on with this show that's, I haven't had the opportunity to really lay out on the flyer. I mean, the flyer is just the who, what, when, and where. Exactly. So I kind of want people to get the gist of what's going on. It's not just about shopping dolls. It's about an experience. So, of course, you get a chance to see black dolls of, different shades, and it's all about empowering, that type of thing. But Friday, that's what's going to make Friday so powerful in itself, is having those individuals on board. Am I just talking too much? Because I could be on here for 2 hours.
No, you're not, and it's wonderful. I love it. Giving us a lot of information, and you're making and encouraging history. Like this is the Thurgood Marshall movie. It's on its way out. It's out already. See, so this is right on time with your Dow Show, and then of course Joanne Watson, who did, as you said, wonderful work on the city council, and who knows that she has a doll coming out. And this is just all happening just on Friday. So right. That's Friday. Now, once again, I'm going to give them an address. It's at the DoubleTree by Hilton. It's still in Detroit, y'all. Okay. It's still in Detroit. Right.
It's at 5801 Southfield Freeway, Detroit, Michigan, 48228. That's still Detroit.
Right.
Still Detroit. So don't get, so when you hear Southfield, people don't think go to Southfield. No, it's on the service drive, and it's near Ford Road, and so it's free parking, which is very, very, very important.
Yes.
Now, we're going to flip over to Saturday. Now, this is the day that everybody loves, is seeing the Dow. So you have an opportunity to see, we have at least 33, 34, 35 vendors in total, and majority of them are Dow artists. And some of these Dow artists are from New York, Chicago, Pennsylvania, Minnesota, Georgia, I think Tennessee. And not only that, we actually have people who are just coming in for the show from like Los Angeles. I mean, so when I found that out, it was like, oh, I'm excited. But of course, it made me a little nervous. It's like, okay, y'all are literally are traveling in from out of state for the show. So we got to make this on point. We got to bring it, Detroit.
Exactly.
So, but however, we're going to have Dow Lookalike Contest, which is our favorite that people love. You can shop to your drop with Dow artists, of course, and we have a few children authors because books and Dows going hand in hand.
Yes.
A lot of people were always asking, okay, so what will you have for boys? This year, y'all, we're going to have something for boys. We're going to have the gaming table by Gaddis Gaming. He's one of our sponsors. So he's going to bring a table and to show you how to do gaming, which I didn't know anything about. So I'll be learning about gaming as well.
All right.
Yep. So he's going to have little miniature figures of the Hellfighters. And they were black troop of fighters years ago in I think in the 60s. So he's going to give you a little history about that, but he's going to have those Dow figures too as well, which still tying into our black history. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I just want to stop you right there.
Okay.
Because for boys, it's called action figures. You know, we like to put that
come on
qualifier
now.
on there.
Right.
Little boys
Action.
don't like to
Come on
call
now,
them
tell me.
Dows.
Right. So we're going to have action figures for the
Action
boys,
figures, exactly.
not dolls. Action figures. We'll have dolls for girls. Action figures for the boys.
Right.
Thank you for that.
No problem.
And then so we're going to have arts and crafts. So that goes with your basic fee when you get in. Arts and crafts, coloring, raffle, Dow Lookalike contest. And our featured speaker is going to be Stacey McBride Irby. Okay, let's give you a little bit of history on Stacey McBride Irby. She's like one of only 2 African Americans who have done designing for Mattel.
Okay.
And Mattel, everybody knows it's the big mega Dow, conglomerate, you can say. And that's the company that produced Barbie. And, Barbie is over 50 years old.
Right.
Okay, so this young lady, Stacey McBride Irby, she produced the first line of dolls called So in Style that features dolls with thicker noses, lips, the curly hair. So that's one thing she did while she was working at Mattel. She also created the first AKA Barbie to celebrate the centennial of AKAs. And then she created some career Barbies, and she actually done some designing for the Disney princess. So this lady has a long resume of the great things she's done for Mattel, but also including that of color.
Right.
Because that was the thing. You would see these dolls, and they would still, they'll have the brown skin, but they didn't have our
Right.
features.
They didn't have any of the features. They
Right.
just
So
had-
she came on board, and she did that.
Okay.
So, I mean, if you never came to a doll show before, that's going to feature action figures for boys
Right.
as well. This will be the doll show where people can learn a lot about just the history in terms of dolls and who we are as a people. And it's open to the public, so it's not just for African Americans, but it's for all people.
Right.
We just feature dolls of color, and we celebrate history, culture, and beauty with dolls of color.
Wonderful. Wonderful. And then again, it goes throughout history. It goes throughout just loving yourself, as you say. Your association is She Is Empowered. So
Exactly.
That's just not for Black women. That's for women of all colors. And,
Exactly.
And your dolls are featuring women of color. You have authors on the panel. You have different characters and creators. And again, as you say, we could be on here for hours just talking about
Yes.
all of the different venues that you're going to have. But if you want to come, if you want to know about everything they're going to have, just come out to the Dow Show Friday and Saturday. So
Yep.
people,
And so that is Friday, November the 10th, and that's going to be from 6 p.m. to 11:30. That's going to be at the Doubletree Hotel at 5801 Southfield Freeway,
Yes.
Detroit, Michigan. I'm saying that again, Detroit, Michigan, 48228, near Ford Road, free parking. And then on Saturday, November the 11th, from 12 noon to 6:30. That's the Big Doll exhibit with all the activities, and that's once again at 5801 Southfield Freeway, Detroit, Michigan.
Okay.
48228, because we want people to know that it's still in Detroit, because a lot of people were thinking, oh, she's moved.
Right,
It's in
moved to
Southfield.
Southfield.
Oh, she moved. It's in no, it's still in Detroit. So come on out. If you have any questions, feel free to give me a call at 313-492-6953. That's 313-492-6953. Or to find out more, go to www.DetroitDialShow2017.eventbrite.com. That's Detroit Dial Show 2017.eventbrite.com.
All right, Miss Sandra, and thank you for the information. Before we go, I do still have a few other questions, if you have the time.
I can stay here the whole entire show.
Okay.
And the show behind that.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
So what advice, again, with you having your She is Empowered in the Dow Show and the Sandyland with the face painting, do you give to other entrepreneurs, and not again, those who might want to get into doll making or facial painting, any entrepreneurs just starting out? Like,
Okay. Yeah, I would say it's a journey. And don't think that, okay, if I build it, they will come. You're going to have to make them come. You have to let folks know who you are. I can say it because it's a young show. I've been grinding.
Right.
That's the term. I've been grinding for years. And your overnight success is not just going to be overnight.
exactly.
Your overnight success can be 40 years. It can be 20 years. It can be 10 years. I mean, I was just so grateful for the show in 2015 that we did reach 1,300 people. But I want to reach 5,000. That's my goal this year. But however, you have to just stick and stay, and it's not about the money, it's about the passion. So if you're passionate about what you do, God will provide what you need to get you to the next level if that's what you want to do. But you just got to be passionate about it. It's not, if you get in it for the money, you better get out of it now. You can just cut it your losses and poof, be gone. Because if that's the issue, or if that's your plan, if that's what it's all about, it's not going to work.
Okay. I love it. I see it. And so what do you attribute to your success?
Wow. Good question. What I attribute to my success, I would say when people told me no and said what I couldn't do, my goal was to prove them wrong. Now, that may be wrong. But, and people might look at that, because I was always told you can't. Or when the doctors was telling my mom that when I was sick that I would not survive.
Exactly.
And then I did survive, and then they told her, all the medicine that they had me on, that my mind would be affected, and it would be something wrong with me for the rest of my life. Right. So always being told no. I would say just keeping on grind and believing in me and trusting the God within me to know that I'm here, I have a purpose, I can do this, and just keep pushing forward. That's just that's it.
That's it. That's it. That's all there is to it. And that is great information. Give us one more time your information, how we can get in contact with you about the Dow Show and any other events we can contact you about.
Well, for face painting, of course, Sandy's Land where the fun never ends, and we bring the party to you because we party with the purpose, because that's what our mission is. We party with the purpose. You can give me a call at 313-492-6953 if you're interested in face painting or some of my T-shirts, my brand. I have a line of shirts, of course, that goes with the Dow Show. But in terms of the Dow Show, you can call me at the same number, 313-492-6953. Or you can check out my website at sandyslandtips.blogspot.com. Or just go on Facebook. Just go on Facebook, because I'm always on Facebook. So you can contact me on Facebook, or you can visit www.detroitdialshow2017.eventbrite.com. And I look forward to hearing from everybody. Blow my phone up. My phone blowing up now. Come on, call me. Call me some more, and then again.
All right. Okay. Thank you again, and thank you for coming on the show, giving us a lot of information, the history, and being all inspiring. I, of course, Mr. BB, will be attending the Dow Show this
Yes.
weekend. It's a fabulous event. Oh, and I see that there is an admission here. Now, is that for both days, per day?
Okay, so I can talk about admission?
Yes.
Oh, come on now. Okay, so on Friday, the admission is $25 because we will have food on Friday. So that's $25 for basic admission. And then on Saturday, and you are a vendor, you are an author, and so we gotta shout you out too.
Okay,
He will be selling his books. So once again, books are very important.
Right.
But so on Saturday is actually $10.
Okay.
It's $10, and that's I still make it affordable so folks can come on out and bring their children as well.
Okay.
Yeah. So you can go online and purchase tickets, or you can purchase tickets at the door because that's a lot. And the tickets will be the same price. I'm not increasing at the door, so it's $10 online. But if you pay for your tickets online now, our goal is to make sure that the folks who paid they can go in smoothly.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it won't be this long line. We can get you in fast if you pay online because we'll have your name and your contact information. But you can pay at the door.
I see.
Yes.
I got you. All right. Well, thank you, and again, thank you for just throwing this event. Period. Again, 6 years. I think I may have missed one or two, but I've been almost at all of your Dow shows. And again, it's a wonderful event. You authors, different artists from all around the country, the Midwest, come out. They show their support.
Yes.
They bring their artistic, and they bring their history, and they bring their families, and it's just all inspiring, really.
Right, and SOS has been very, very helpful, and they have been a blessing. Shout out to Charlene Muhammad. She did an amazing banner that will be on display there, and I really appreciate her for doing that because it's a slamming banner. It was better than I thought. I thought it was going to be a little bit of paper or something, but no, she did this wonderful vinyl banner. So come on out and support, and I'm so grateful to have SOS, who has been very supportive over the years, and your family as well. So I thank you.
Thank you. And yes, SOS, she does most of, again, Charlene Muhammad, they do most of, they're actually a sponsor on our show, and they do a lot of cards, and they do my
Mine's
business
too.
cards, exactly. So, again, shout out to SOS, and we thank you, Miss Sandy, for coming on the show, and we thank you again, and we look forward to seeing you this weekend.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you. We'll be right back here on Live in the D with Mr.BB.
It's live in the D with Mr.
BB.
BB.
It's Live in the D with Mr.BB every Thursday at 9 a.m. right here on WVI 107.3 Radio We Can See.